There ain't nothing in the world like a show enough rhyme. My rhythm got precision of a mastermind. So many rappers on the mic it sounded asinine. Couldn't keep a crowd moving.
What's up, Smoggers? Thank you for tuning in to another Smog blog. So NBA Youngboy is at risk for having his probation revoked and getting sent to the penitentiary for 10 years. Now, let it be known that I am not one of those bloggers that looks at it like, well, at least he's giving us something to talk about. No, fuck that shit. I'm actually getting really tired of hearing about rappers going to jail, and we're never really talking about a DUI overnight stay type of deal when we're usually covering rappers that are getting incarcerated or at risk of being incarcerated. Like, these guys are looking at a significant amount of time on a regular basis. So NBA Youngboy is on probation for a 2016 Baton Rogue drive-by in which nobody was hit and there are no fatalities involved, so we got some leniency in that case. Now, obviously, it's that leniency that the judge is upset with NBA Youngboy about not respecting. Basically, the judge is looking at it like, okay, well, I respected you by giving you love in this case, and you're not respecting my courtroom by staying out of jail and obeying the law. But like all court cases, the leniency and the love came with stipulations involved, and they came with, requirements. And basically the stipulations and the requirements were, if he were to mess up, that he could be looking at a potential 10 years in prison. I mean, God forbid the American justice system just shows an individual love just for showing them love, or gives somebody, a slap on the wrist just to give them a slap on the wrist. You'll get that slap on the wrist, but it'll be, well, as long as you abide by this condition, fulfill this requirement, and if you don't abide by those conditions or fulfill those requirements, we're going to throw the freaking book at you. If you ask me, that's one of the many things that is wrong with our justice system, and I think that right now NBA Youngboy is just another victim of the system's many flaws, and I'm going to explain to you why. This idea that involves messing up equals a potential max-out type punishment is damn near inhumane if you think about it, because human beings are flawed by nature, and it's only a matter of time before an individual who tripped up once trips up again, especially when they are put in a probation-like setting that sets you up for failure in terms of them not providing any kind of rehabilitative services to assist you in not making the mistakes that got you incarcerated to begin with. Now, since being placed on probation, NBA Youngboy has been arrested twice, the first one occurring a year ago regarding a domestic violence kidnapping situation that resulted in him getting a warrant, which tells me that it could have easily been something that he did in the past and that just caught up with him a year ago after the pieces were put together and the investigation was concluded. Now, his second arrest just occurred a couple weeks ago and is basically a really trumped up charge that involved him and his baby mama being in an Atlanta hotel room and not checking out of the room quick enough, and housekeeping going in because of that. And when they went in, they didn't go in hassling him about his late checkout. They went in with a camera, according to NBA Youngboy's lawyer, and began snapping pictures of him and his baby mama, which is obviously an invasion of privacy. So NBA Youngboy and his baby mama exchanged words with the hotel housekeeping, and that confrontation eventually led to the notification of law enforcement. Now, this incident led to NBA Youngboy picking up a couple of disorderly conduct charges, a charge called use of fighting words, and a marijuana possession charge because they had some weed on them in the hotel room. Now, keep in mind, all of those recent charges are misdemeanors, with one of them already being dismissed with his lawyer, expecting a complete and total dismissal of all of the charges. Now, my take on his most recent charges are they were an obvious violation of privacy, and that provoked Youngboy and his baby mama to a level of anger that is apparently illegal in the state of Georgia. And in hindsight, Youngboy is simply guilty of being famous, living his life with civilians invading his personal space, trying to gain clout out of him staying at a hotel that the civilians are employed by. Now, the domestic violence, kidnapping, and assault case is still open, but if you ask me, it's probably something that occurred a while back, and it's just kind of convenient that they managed to put all the pieces of the case together right after he took his probation deal that involved him having a 10-year suspended sentence hanging over his head. Now, my point of primary pollution is this. It's easy from an outside perspective to say, why can't this individual get it together? Or how does trouble conveniently follow someone? Surely it is no longer a coincidence. However, these assumptions are in fact making an ass out of you and me once made. Not only that, but those assumptions dismiss a concept that the American judicial system holds dear to its heart, which is that we are innocent until proven guilty. Let us not, as fans, be the judge, juror, and execution of these rappers. It seems that the same individuals who are quick to shame are oftentimes the ones who claim to be street-orientated. Yet surely one can't make that claim, then immediately side with allegations the system throws at rappers before they have their day in court. I will leave my followers with that. Thanks again for tuning in. Please remember to insert a comment and shoot that oh so sacred sub my way, brother.